Hey everybody, happy Friday or Saturday through Thursday, depending on whenever you're watching the video. And it's good to see you. Now today we're doing something a little bit different. I originally wanted to do this at 110 subs, but I just went ahead with it at 100 subs. However, this took me so long that we already got 110 subs anyway. So look at how everything just turned out nicely for us. Now today I am creating my own character, so some things that you might see on here might look a little different than you anticipated. It might even look a little bit weird, but that's just how I make my characters. So without further ado, let's actually get into the video. Now when I make my characters, I usually make them in the action figure style, so they're usually small and very easy to make. So I usually just ball up a whole bunch of pipe cleaner and turn it into a head. Very simple, right? Since this guy is pretty big, I had to use a few new tactics. Nevertheless, I think the head turned out very well. Now the only problem with this is that I had to overcompensate later because I made this head way too big, and that's partly why this video took so long to come out. So at this point I decided to patch up the top of his head and give him some extravagant hair, but then I realized if this guy's supposed to be basic, he should also have a basic haircut, and that's exactly what he'll get. Now you may call it being lazy, but well, I also call it being lazy, so I think we're kind of on the same wavelength. But yeah, also this guy's not going to have any mouth, nose, eyes, or ears. Why? Because that's just how I make my characters, so let's just move on like everything's all fine and dandy. Okay, cool, awesome, let's go. Now to help me position this guy better, I decided to turn him into a temporary stick man in order to obviously position his limbs to make it better. And I don't know if it necessarily helped me, it kind of got in the way sometimes, but I think it helped generally in the end. Now starting with the neck, it was very easy to do, just a simple outline and fill in. However, the problem is that, yeah, now this thing is starting to look very big. This guy is much bigger than any of the other projects I have done. So yeah, this guy took a lot of resources. Please like and subscribe to help me get to 1K so I can monetize, so I can get some money. Please guys, please, you gotta. Anyways, the neck is done and we are so back. However, I had to figure out how to make the torso and we are so over. It's so over, bro. But I found a way to shape it and we are so back. But now the next problem is that I was using way too much darkness on the video and the black was just very hard to see. So I decided to just turn up the brightness. Very simple, right? But the video is only going to get brighter from here, so yeah. But I always just run into that problem. I can never find the perfect brightness to use in my videos. So I made his torso 3D, I filled it in, and it was very simple, easy, and effective to do. And so now I'm very excited for this part of the video, which is where I figure out how to do the pose, because this was the most exciting part for me. Now surprisingly, these shrimp legs actually did help me formulate a plan, but I was going to describe it to y'all, but I decided, nah, I'm gonna let it be a secret, unless you saw the thumbnail, in which case just pretend you didn't, okay? Just pretend you didn't see that. Now making these legs was not as easy nor as quick as I thought it would be, because this first leg was super hard to do. It took me at least like 2 hours just to finish it and then move on to the other one. But you know, hey, that's sometimes what you have to do. Anyways, now you may notice something might be coming to fruition here. Now why are his knees out and why is it in all black? All those questions will be answered shortly. But as you can see, it's standing up by itself, and you know how much I love structural stability. Anyways, time to give him some feet, and I think I realized that generally I cannot make feet. I don't know, there's just something about it. I don't know what it is, but they always end up turning fat and ugly. Luckily, feet don't matter too much here, but now look at this. Whenever I try to do a transition, I just always forget about it, and this is so common with me, especially in this video too. Comment down below how many failed transitions you think I'll have, and if you win, I might give you a thumbs up. But with that, the legs are now finally done and it's time to put on the knee guards. Now you might be wondering, why does he need knee guards? And that's because he's a knight and he has armor. Now why does he have armor? Good question, I just made him just because. Now I did have to end up creating two different designs for the guards because this one on his right foot was a little bit different than the left one and it was a little bit small, but shh, nobody will know. But now it's finally time to work the upper body and make the arms. And I thought this would be easy too, but turns out nope, everything in this project is just long, hard, and tedious, and I'm all here for it. Now I was originally planning to give him a weapon like all my creations do because they're, just violent like that. But then I remembered, no, this guy's basic, so he doesn't even deserve a basic broadsword. But But as you can see now, this is the time when everything is starting to come together. And this was around the time that I was ready to complete this. And yet this was also around the time where Mario Kart World came out and I wanted to make the cow from that game so badly. Please guys, that's going to be my next project. Don't do it before me. Trademarked. I'm trademarking it. After giving Mr. Octopus his other arm, we now have 2 full arms with stubs at the end, and we're almost coming to the end of the video, which looking at the time here, I see I don't have much left to edit. So let's go ahead, slow down, relax, and get some watch time. So how are you today? Is everything good? You know, what are you eating? Why are you eating that? Your doctor told you to lay off that. Come on, man. Well, I've done enough stalling for now. I'll just stall at the end of the video, but for now it's time to put some oversized fingers on these little stubs here. Now normally in my creations I like to put 3 fingers on there because it's just simpler to do. I don't need all those extras, but since you've experienced so many horrors today, I think we can spare you an extra appendage, yeah? So let's get on with it. Now actually filling in these fingers was very easy to do, but just tedious like a lot of the other things that I do, right? But this just makes me thankful that I don't have to do this for feet, because with my other ones, yeah, this would take forever. Anyways, as you can see, I made a nice looking fist there and it's not half bad, right? But I think another reason why this video took so long to come out was simply because, yeah, whenever you use a lot of pipe cleaners, there's like a lot of fluff and stuff that comes from it, and it loves to stick on the black pipe cleaner. So I had to constantly like pick all that off in order to make it look better, right? And obviously you might be able to see it in some of the other clips too, but it's just everywhere and it's quite annoying a bit. So I definitely got to use less black pipe cleaner in the future. I hate it. But whatever, let's just go ahead, put on these arm guards and put on the last little bits of detail that we need to. But with the off-screen cut done, we have finally finished all of the major parts of the build. And so now it's time to give this lackluster guy at least a little bit of flair before this video ends, because yeah, this guy still looks pretty basic. But finally, they thought it could not be done. I actually finished the transition. But now I want to do something a bit different. I'm just going to let this go ahead and play, and I'm just going to be quiet until it finishes all the way up. Yep, I just want to see what's going to happen. Like, are you guys going to click off even though I'm not talking, or what? So I will see you guys in a few minutes and then I'll talk again. At least that's what I would have done if I didn't already do a jump cut to where everything was already finished. But nevertheless, he's basically finished. I could have done a bit more, but no. We could not have him too decked out. But otherwise, that's basically the end of the video. Let's go ahead, do a photo shoot, and have one last minute yap session as per usual. Well, with one last lighting change, we are back at the end of the video. Welcome back. Now, this video is more of like a proof of concept, you know. I can make my own characters. Now, this one was once again pretty basic, but I'm telling you, man, the next time I make something, it's gonna be a bit more interesting, trust me. But I think for right now, we are gonna go back with some well-known characters, like I was talking about the cow or whatever from Mario Kart World. We'll do some of those, and then sometimes, you know, I'll just implement some of my own characters, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's kind of how I want the direction of this YouTube channel to go. So once again, thank you for 110 subs. Let's go on to the next 100 and then 200 and then 400 and whatever, you know what I mean, right? So we aren't stopping anytime soon. And yeah, I hope you stay with me until the very end. So with that, I think I've wasted enough of your time, and hope to see you next time, you know?